Assalamu alaikum badi lamelalu ngali konto ngali bismillah na bitilo kibaro ti jangal nal badi malom falli fadera ngali konto bi nga kacha sambale na jang kacha me alon ko kacha kumari mbalem akere kacha ti me alon ko abe dendi menna wole mu moti menna ko meta kibar la Gambia banko kan ka fay ko Lieutenant Colonel Sanna Manjang akere moti me alon ko nyin tembenna abe bulukono Gambia banko kam kabintumo menna anyanta ke danko tumiro la men alon ko wole la kan bidu nimmen kana kaja akira moti me alon ko Sanna Manjang lom molem me alon ko nyol na kabiri dinding ibe tarta abota sana la ko kala male ngaje ko abe kumala le puru na kacha fanan kono nimbe sana nyol la ko fola sako sana fango abe kumala le fanan nga jiberke nyimmol la balwo la re simfal menta la balwo kono ka janni bina kela e momenti moli elo nyamen ela dindi ya lata nyamen ela kulo lata nyamen anin ku jamal men yalon ko wolel bedenni wala be lenni wonyum fensi falla wala tinna nga moso jang me yalon ko natel kana kacha atin sana la kola mole me yalon ko puru fawala tanko kan anin fanan puru molla hadamayani badiya kol be lari nyamen je ila hadamayani badiya kol be lari je nyamen abe alafta ay daniro ke puru nsa anyada mabo bari fanan nga kamo fanan ta nga falling will be puru so that atase hanyino ka diamno bari fanan ko ngalo nyamen Gambia mu banku dinneti be nga nyolon ndollel ka si ndollel ka hadamaya ndollel bota kono kili ndollel ka futu ndollel ka boy ndollel ka wuli mola ku seke nyama ngamira na ado ni na chosano ni na tarakulu tun kunkumarin ku kilimbeje mola ko se ke nyama mose ku tilimbalo ke no nyama at the end of the day you treat them with dignity akatin na le fam fo badi yani horomo membe badi ngol damate ma buka fendiaje so ngamira amari rafta purka wale sansa ngala faka wale kanta wala tinam fanan nga law request nyinda nga horoma nga bunya kaitan dala ko men kumatan tole amanke nyaadati amanke todi amanke bordamenta amanke kawdi men kumata wala mu kumoldi anin kacha me alon ko la faka wala soto wala tinan tol fanan jam bitilo mam problem soto puru na mari ye nga d'accord nga songayo wala ay dani men na pour kaje ko de nse kukeno nga ate nyara mabo anato mumenti membe dendings ate fangola identity la manke nye problem di bari kontanten se wodan ke soto ngesoto jam nsafo maybe pour kachala ko kamba nsafo ko kebama nge kondong nge bismillah bitilo programme do jang nse buleni mol senyo kondong nin kondong drobo dala nsina ngana dum kachanyi kono.
Yeah, baraka bake Nfally mkontanta nse wota kanana ila noble platform do tu kanana ku kacha mengera nterisi nkanunde me alon kontrole dingia kanyokan grina dingia fu me binan kono so tu kana kan imbarnan noble platform or kurukana ko kacha wen financial wala baraka baka mbela marla ni jibirla ni marla tendula okam
baraka bake kewama ila wo contendro betiara la fake nyininga mem folola kadun kacha kono isafo moli eteni Sanna Manjang temo be nyamen alla dindi ya watola.
Yeah, sara mwole me yalon ko birim dinding ntolle ka kuwal ka nyokan ntolle kata karamo to ku jamalu anu ntolle fa mu fulango de comme do kafo mo be buka kanya no tek nde bisamo be sela ci demanding bara o man tanko man wara baka da bare ntolle kata ntolle kala ntolle ka kuwal ke footballolu ñogorengolu kata na tiri koton jube bitin foji jaron kono dolle ko beke o so amo modi me alon ko nga ñolo mbagal kuma to dan dal di ni wol foto dawda fon rek hanni amari be tibol kono wala no bakal no ko kare de ni yello mbagal ni mo modi me alon ko dolle dindi ya ke ñolo since isa fo ñaade dem days yeah
So ali ala dindi yake mintole do isafu mole sana wuluda mintole ani ninga tara fana ina be wuluda dula kilingol to mintole woditi anali ala dindi yake mintole fana ani sanjumalem nyindi.
Yeah, basically sana wuluta if my memory serves me well sana wuluta sibarore. Okay, nte wuluta serekundale. Bare nte sana be jaronne bare membe je sana famu kamamudu ngolati abamu jaron ngolde. So faydo mbafla ko mfulo be mu jaron bari ndewon. So bena da bebe sirin jaron. Bena na dindi yakije. So mfulo le shadow ko ngolda.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yimu sanjumalti?
This was in late 70s towards early 80s. You know, yeah, because during 1978, 9, when we were very young, you know, 80s up to late 80s, then je kabonang foni kono kanana kombo fana kono dolle fana nata nyola. Anong kombo kono jam fana ne karamul close ta you know. Dolle fana kala nyola lifola foni o ne nata ko daweta no ko soro jede ni aussi da pour ka place ate o na kafola timo dolle fana kala nyola ni jebol banda dolle ka sena nyola. Yeah.
So yeah, it's sata ko atul fana karam mo nyola alkatan school and all of that. School jumala wadi?
Tol bebe non kalaje primary school. You know, bebe non kalaje primary school. So kadre mororo natanang Adara Brikama Secondary School, Adara Boshoff Technical High School.
Brikama wale mu Alpha Kanti kodi?
Alpha Kanti, yeah. Alpha Kanti, yeah.
So ya sara franco alkademol ke nyoboringol and in kadam folu. How was Sanna like? Was he involved in things like that? You know, coming ala dindiya la hobiso la kakalafika kol meniketeng dindiya kono wol mu munelti.
Sanna, basically, I'm Sanna from Atletico. I remember no from Western Division, not regions. Now I'm Morosoro, Karasta. So Sanna aka Western Division representative. You know, borla bale waro naka bore for after by the full no like rana one you know within 4 years kono no I know what during our time when it comes to Borola, you know, 100 meters, you know, is one of the best during our childhood time, you know. Yeah, and football of an Belega played the same team, Kata footballer Kamanka, Kalaji, Kamamudu at a farmer home village, you know, then Nintaraje, Wolfanankana and Fengol. So Nyoboru Fanang, he was very good in Vasulid because Dole Fanang Yalo Nuna Wado Nyobola Siadan and football, but Nyoboru Fanang Sembo water at a bag. So if I get a coding, Janin Biribal Bilan and Birindon like a Kumase. So don't let go from I could remember once at a time from Nenadara Namultaranum Campasa Nyoborula. So Mano Dobije could remember Hansa and Kiloko Kafai Saibo Koli Campasan calling Alma Neman and Kafarka because last time Kafanya Pantale. I didn't know be one into them full of money when you're on the back. Oh, triple Nama in the mall boy back because in the manda. So after another than we started keep back up, go, Milena Mall, Farajana, Johnny, the Nina Return Lake College, you know, now it'll be a more risky. So, a return Lake Campus and Polkanan, Jaron. I could remember. Spawule from follower commencé so the same sabo kollo dingo me boylu wole e boy ko daga jaron so bijere ke no molla de defana suksu defana tata no kan so ndina ra boy kana boy urol kumata polia jugle but defana no victory man na last long because I could remember there is one new na bad wole ka fa tampon bisari wo dimo wo doma wole fana nata na mfindi na luo kono so de fana nata ma bare amo uju bono mana dia de dal so basically in cool so akuja malaga nyoka dal so football guy gara football up to Jataba Sandeng Sankandi Ngalaje we have friends in especially Jataba Nabo those where go even school days Nadal Karakafa is scientific tour guide or Madi, I think West African tours, more than many of them they will be in India, but the Sanna is one of the coolest guys, among more candidates, because I remember and
Lafake nyininka wale famala for watermenna albe dindiyala ka kameng ka kibayang musi faledi a data la numbang because he's very active akatara nyim balabonyo do fialale nyim mamang cool dinol kamenge but from childhood growing into adult life kono abenyum nyaadi was he a quiet person akajiso kandizala bang mo kandiri na musi fale matino
no sana manke muju kandire tara okay especially today because I didn't tell a demo la, I didn't know boy obije ofele na ba Italy the sign, gafa Carafadon gafa super D. Suleiman Namade, Suleiman San. Don't look at that. So but Sanna was a very calm and quiet person. Fishing a code la moment kala fengo de dal. Because I could remember na boy obije name full malik. Waro anytime new ways Sanaja be dawda gafa sana na ba ni na coming katiga le mbambu so akatua bambula because mole mela gamale fitro ba luno ren dan do fonta da filo do telephone ay choro kati man ne go buso je gafa me choro mo choro ka ran kay jamu wolo bulati e ka so yi fula malke fenko nyamam ni fanjuti andi jay mo be fala ja ulumula ni woye jadum bo kelo ke filo do kabla boro do ke wo fana na respect wo man na hanya nyako but he's a very cool guy yeah and football I know back because many times being out of coma dal wo jemo dal akambarande back
so in terms of our immediate family what was the family environment like abuluda suwamen kono. Is it kind of like, diningol la kulos coming alfalso do bululalu mo sangarata je, or was it kind of like, how was it like ala immediate family kono? Bisalfe ila crossilo na fudata je.
Yeah, Sanna la family la life kono ala immediate, especially a farmer, is one of the most nicest that and that is Sanna akanu bagele. Because Sanna farmer, because I learned to farmer mantraje, barene ol dobe barene ya kulonda na de barate farmer bije. Where farmer mo mechanical there, aka cycle ni enye bebe le dada. So during those days, aka kodo soro baga. Because for me, the franca soro jam menka ke because the mama mo correct yoldi so nte dum kata wulo kono disi kantola ninga Bitilo ke but Sanna farmer didn't kata school ajele kan long bila. So Sanna brought up in a very conducive environment and then a farmer a pet bagger because I tell them a farmer principal son, So basically I think they at time modal Kema lad dollar standard because having dollar na age made soul from bay being a cycle no Sanna cycle and Sanna follow a cycle no dolbe nyala and Sanna fanan can dolbe and dolbe karani nyana cycle bron la nyanya so ndolo dile atamu kono wadu fon ninkata yalo wadu molkata celebrate for 5 days celebrate ndolo mo fula dron wadu dole ka kafo yi because boys on dara up to 13 bare ka je ko kafo kono bi be samoto jela mo lantana tele da because during that time my mom was a teacher before and then na ongle fana one of the MP lady so at least like officially don't get some rules sengano babu. The rest of our guys, like sengo leta carton ya so yejulo kala so that you can but I think katara jere ka fon ja ka boy na samono da ndaga fengo ta ning fara fara ika dol je ka fara fen gol ta ya ke singo tando karebe so he's a good guy. He's a cool guy. Nene mala violent law. So ala family fanana fen gol nene maje ko he is he's well brought up down se ole phone anu momo be within phone jaron kono me asama falum. He's a very caring dad.
So yeah, la family fanam fole. Do you know ala family gonna emoji lem 5 sisters so 5 father malam. You also mentioned that Fulani Walamba.
So no Fulani. Fulani. You have an elder sister. But beside that, a farmer mushudo sort of member kamamu. So as other siblings sort of.
Okay. Na kiskisro fanankono in preparation for this. Okay, sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
But Obama side, I don't know Dinky DJ, you know.
Oh, Aflandi Monyo Musoledi.
Yeah, Aflandi, some Aflandi Monyo from Del Mojo. When we are young, but we will see it. Don't more, to be quite honest. Don't more.
Abandalevo?
Yeah. Ubandalo, don't I didn't remember the Malara Moshe for because Sana went because Sana Nala Mero Nala that they were in Sibano before. So from Sibano in Adona, Jaron.
Okay.
You know, when Sana was around 5-7 years old, right?
Yeah. So I don't know to what extent Tonya andi nola because na kiskisuro fanankono nga kalamuta nunko ekaka wulu puko leke nung. Iko that is something that he was really skilled in. I don't know whether there is anything you can say about that. Coming, tubabul kaf me ko kawulo castrate, kawulo somebody kase ordering.
No, to be quite honest, yalo dunia bolo mo ni kuolke. Molka ko menga sanande mo ke dat bare defon menga diamete defon menga diamete de la ka wulul sen ke bare to la ka mo tanya ko remember defon la grand daddy en stop no wala le fo ken but atene mo ke to be quite honest but they not during the time of God me I was stubborn, right? So because wulu the son of home Ulo bebe ntele bulu because not in kada demo na ulo mena ulo ben tele bulu wanena in our next neighborhood will find no ulo. But for that of Sanna man ulo so.
Okay.
Sanna la demo be aka demo me bege ntele ka samba. So ka fuko ka ulo castrating kan ko no. Aka mabe jele o ka foi ko ntaka foi ko ali ni singo mo. Ulo ntele fana kuliari. Mu big mates but it's like an animal to be quite honest.
Yeah. Thank you very much. I think ala dindi ala karola kulwala karola ngamira we covered a lot. So lafta sila ngadunda mendo wole mu birabe menkang anim fanang fokana kadung ala nyi sojer kunda and everything. So given ngamelong be for fembeji ala dindi yaro kuluo kono I hakilo se memma isafo no menna kode this thing now things really make sense focus soto ala baluo kono ba me alon ko ni sida biye mire kabra la dindi ya kono isafo no menna de nyinku kari menketa nun de ngani membe mo den it all makes sense fala jusu kandole mbang fala sangaro le mbang for coming akanana ka kuma fo bang waraka kuke or something like that. Is there anything that you can think of?
No, well, Sana okay, because I need football of Hong Kong. Most of the time, near a crime, even football of Hong Kong, don't have crime. Okay, na boy do BJ over Jaron Hansai. Mostly from the Latin Hong Kong, all of Hong Kong, but like Sana Kabula crime people no. And Akilo Modi when we were growing up. Among the violent person, I'm one the man going go abuka telephone ka fengen, you know. Among he's a very cool guy, you know. Among yeah.
So
la fage ni ka men fanana Allah kulu fanan kono kabirin dindiya kana kambani ya kono So Sojaria, was it something that he was I mean kanu for labangole isa sudia fonyaro wara manyaro? Was he any fascinated with the army, the military, or some sort of, wodoku sifal nyinsembele doku thing?
No, for that of the army, that is in him since when, General Manjang joined them. Because I could remember, because if I could remember, ECOWAS la mission in Liberia, the fourth contingent commander, General Arnold Quino, if my memory serves me well. Dolphon Capo, Kakili, General Arnold Quino, because Walla put the other because I can't find with General Arnold Quino. So, Mufene Mealongo, Soldier who the other when well before Abel joined Naje, Yeah, he liked that. I could fully remember that,
Yeah. Biria Moika joined the army. What was your reaction?
No, anyway, coming out when I joined the army, I was so happy because as friends, so eventually, a friend pick up a job, like mobile, I understand at least now boy carry a go so because at least if I'm going to sign responsibility then na out of the young go near do very more for the technique for the so in return you have to pay them back to the parents. So you don't yeah.
So biraka for the army alkamela numba lateri attendant alabang or is it something me along ko yalon dol bije ni yo nyon doku si falsoro comme ka fa nyaming ke ba ngo kana responsibility kana mo be ka busy mo be ke fansun call soro but in his case it was it like okay adunta army maybe teri kutol nata dadi kutol nata or was it something me along ko you were in touch with him throughout since even after joining the army?
No, for me, Sanna, I joined the army. We are always in touch. We are also always in touch. But there comes a time too where could be cool Yalo Mofidu for Benjamin for sorry Gambia Benjamin because no come Mofidu la very nene monfro. Oh Gambia Benjamin any mose Benjamin Nyama wala any mose ka fulon de Nyama. There comes a time plus na Maria Amuta dal. Ala Brafola Kumaya na la schedule job schedule fanan kama at least alka sabanyo wala ite mari fanan ye responsibility dota. So Allah cool ke sabanyo ma bare umakina ko buka ko dol kachano. Because internet the phone dal nka kujama la kacha and then we have a lot of things in common there and go especially bring na dindi alla moya karola and then kafunyo kono ni moduli some family issues so naka kamala because na kafunyo ma do fo do melango wonene problem no do so ya na rendele kama ndara nga ndunda badem bo mfindita nga ko be so da wona la ndumunyole fenko so fo futu bango bina karaje because I ain't call the personal la konyanko besiru de bare masivo bina kala de karin internet so nimma wuli nga cool fenke da we have to mediate. Yeah, so that's it. That's what we do. Yeah, and then alhamdulillah, yeah.
So lafa nyini kala tumo mena wala mu tumoti me alonko ya dadi ka kumolu moy ko sana mu jongulaldi. When was this?
Anyway, ntenga na moy junale. Yeah,
Niko Juna la wekela maybe niba haimala sangola karola. Is that something you can remember?
Yeah, I could fully remember. This was in 2000. If my memory serves me well, around 2007, something like that. It was after what Freedom.
Panderimbela Freedom newspaper.
Pioneer la freedom because what I puka assess a koleale. But Terima Dolosoro is one of my best friends at China. So me puka a break, how would I say, puka jailbreak a break to just sort of towards that. Woleka sending, woleka jargon so for your meme use la purunga sort because now I'm thinkmyip.com, something like that. So ningo kerenka information o do from yanka na nga kumo for it boy it yin information so mundo ninyo fani aba after mu karijama wala binasa new sile sa mo do sana alo boy ya yenda na yin sival mo wala wala ke bayal during that time the hanya ke kume kudo ka sanje Yeah.
But bidding your story start ke read online ilata la numbang ay barandila bang or did part of you feel like okay it's possible no like giving everything yem along?
Well kabiring kumol moy
follow ke
junglas and comme man pele melan ko nte man lala nu because well waru do camera ko ku fengel mo le bare kabiri na nga info bara nga mo le bare mo information of you but kabiri nga information on you from Panderi law fengo then I start to connect the dots you know not I think I understand that ko yeah this is what is happening so I keep low you know, because what time left on you don't know who to trust. Because the minimum difficult time you never know. Your next neighbor could be one haunting you, or it ain't been a call with a friend for can haunt you, So, but for so long in the moment they cool kachala and etc. So, they might not lose no cool like that. But along the line, I mean, could be enough for the hand more of a song
Nico, you began to connect the dots. What are you saying? Are you saying that for yekulel korosala karola meng sa ijikindi no ko de nyin sekisoto nole wada ka kulel moy o mole fem foy bang can you kind of explain that? Sorry.
No, ngam mem for we try to connect the coming make kumol for junglal ka nyin but the very first time ngati la name DJ to be quite honest as Terimal nga confront directly
la fe nyin ngala wala fa wala
not confront directly akonye ko boy akonye boy yalla ñu lungu yalla ngay no boy ko nyafo nye membe kiri akonye ngo akonye boy fana iti alon dete ndulela akonye ko no boy ñu ka membe ko nga rade na mbeta nyawo nyama puro ko kwela akonye ko kane donc so but nonetheless kabinga cool mo ndan singo fam mo nga singo fam mo nga refengere na ayamar comme as friend so kakaja But I'm on phone. I found out when you boy go. I like having a code for your model and guy boy. Don't let the silalela but they get brought up. Despite the fact move full of money, but delicate and so jokingly from the phone can to you like Emuna ke bari yemi ne izani na namage the rest I don't play the national case of so to take that phone and it's nga so ni mo ge ni ga ni mu la ke bari ko do na fola ba like amani ni so for case no e ga am so muro ya so love and then yeah
so anamanan song at any point that this could be true.
Yeah, na diamo kono anene man song, but ko nyimfana ko dol bije woldol geje e fon kaje ko tonya but denanga diamo do suru na bofulo you understand mu fenere me alon ko I just want to keep that but mu ya for dawda mobile ko kare legend because anenyi nene diam sifa so but comment diamo kono moka kumo fwene indirectly ko yeah asora so atle da kilo bulu ite bulu fanam bulu pour ba iba ko fenke na nyambe bare kabrin kulta da meta ja moko no ndel fa ngaje la ko yeah ite asonta la ko nyin ko fener ne la ko ba tirene so anata me ite na ko boy ko ne to nya de boy to nya boy te ya so wala na mo ibe ko kono ila dunia are the best people for you because inherited disease love. So what you are more often going to yemem fonye. Fonye, I swear to God, more than a man command the Kenya Yamar Siva. I know more than Hanya Kazi Siva when Yama did it. You know, Konyeko no. But after I don't know. It all in Yamo. Yeah, but you know, Dunia Balo, you know, it's never too late, man. Yeah.
When was this? Was this after the change of government or before that?
No. This was before the change of government. This was before the change of government. Change of government, okay. My change of government at the time. Another last conversation was the D-Day Gambia. If my memory serves me well, we're only from Gambia, you know. Yeah. Because you know, do not catch you know, and you know, so we most accent.
Yeah, I would.
No, I would really come to that nyara demanding alataro exile anin kukotangol bari. Lafake isabadamendo wolemu still around the period that you started hearing rumors about Ninkol. Lafake nyininka minna fueta na interaction okono. Fembeje isobita menna isafo no menna kodi nyinde ika memfo even though ate fongo balanda tumando baro tonyala because ngaribodol men moy dol bafala ko ala moto kono ika Picasso leljeje dol bafala pelolu dol bafala fangolu nying kumanewolu iko wolel jabala anara moto na la fangol kono. Is there anything handing memmankata kuma khangoldi but etelo crossiro futata mento that can also give an idea that maybe menkafo kusotarin nemu wara hanaman soto fanandi aman jamfala baki.
Yeah, in fact, you can pick a school for them for the somebody nothing no dollar for so on a camera. Sanna came to my house. He came to visit me, you know. So we didn't know don't even more than go dinner can we were drinking attire, kachani full the kabia mobile assemble. So ataring call them, that didn't know kwenye nakiba. Fusi na ini Sanna Manjang nga yalo na kwenye go ina moroko. Kwenye go Pixaxes ni pelo ni kama guys no. Kwenye no. Ni ala moro jere kisha wasange. But dundu wana bang defon kam no. Because na nyana tara ndo. Bare mbula da moroko no. After biye ndodula fanya kwenye kabla jude. Nga no. Nga ba fo shubita fenela ba. Akonya ni menga fo ngola mwe. Nga do je fo menga fo menga mwe akonya go. Yawe mafo go Pixaxes ni pelo la. Kwenye yalo jamu le ka kumole fo mili ala ngoma. Nga no. Nga no momo fo baraka ba muna ne defo shubita wala. Kwenye go no. But fana fabra kumodul buka fo fana buko mwe. Kwenye go ka mwe le. Yeah, but to be quite honest, at that particular moment, malofona kata hajo menga. But then na mambula motokono. Nga ul sifa je ala motokono. To be quite honest. Nga loko yalo. Na bida dawda nga loko pistolo de ukakarabu. Wokai inko jabul, you know? Yeah.
So ngana TRRC jamano kono. Fenu jamal lata banke oto. Tumando bato kodolu men filter molma menu wisi wasata no molma inata koi ilata banke oto nga mol suto meni alonko sananing wolu lel dabula operational kono kolu men kafo ikan iko inata le yake kabin tumo men na yewol dol moy munake tan ila state of mind ila ila hakilo ni sondo mo. How did you receive that? What was your emotional reaction biriya start ka kumol moy TRRC because nga fen sangarari mbal moy men yalon ko lel kera TRRC dol bafula ay dol kan kundu kamolu sepun dol beje kas ika yetu wol kanol kanga ay wol kanol kati. How did it feel given that nyimu moldi me yalon ko ite na nyolon ne and then ya start kanyum festival moy kenebato?
Yeah, well, coming go in the coming on way, I feel so sad, and then I feel so much disappointed. Not coming not coming coming I didn't been that cool at least near national kachal kono I okuma sifal fonya alo at least by yamara bru hakilo two and the last thing. But coming up more about the same story for them because yalo ne itirle wale badi mo yamu ka yin active aga na na de yano lo because me akira fon la o ila badi sutuna at diale you know so William Kanko di mele longo because hali Sanko yalo coming nyimbanku be yalo molu fon ndendale Gambian dendale so imang sange because hali TRRC devant nada moje fon melo eko de la brother fon and you to the when actually through the junglers you know what I mean. So it's like it was so touching, you know.
It found a brother.
Yeah, the father brother, you know. The father brother, where they go, mama follow them with the same father and Morel. Yeah, you know. So.
But how does that feel, knowing that ningatara wosorata for yalom fananko tumando bato molmine nyinke hannim fango terote kono bari ani bebe kukilingo kono? How does that feel to you?
No, I feel very bad about it because yalo diabolo on ese las momola okay hanna fonla ifon dimola wale ifon dokola wale ifon korola such a and then the other way because Nadia you would it's just a matter of money because yalo ku kuta maningo kuta mfano batati yeah so that's it, you know.
It's really crazy. So lafake nyinga you know, you painted a very ilasathorodo you know teria nyimale tamate ni almofulol tema ala teria fanan ala dindiya kam toko anyiyata atakuda, but with everything that has happened kulmin benata sare lata bankodo for wadodol bejele you sit down and struggle with that, you know, nyine mu motin tanga mellong bari nyine mu sana fanandi banko na mellong on the other hand, you know, come kumul men kafo because atata nara not many people have this experience of sana ete kamem foting akeda ko Gambia sana lo men na wole mu falalem aka molel kana kundu aka molel fenga ni de sida ye mira ye termel long kabiri dindi ma aning bi molem sana mellong mo fala. Is that something that internally you struggle to reconcile, madam? Ni sida ye mira wol, like, is it something that you are confused about?
Yeah, obviously I can definitely, but definitely part of the from fans. For is it another Sanna from another Sanna from another planet, or follow Sanna ya mula mudaka dopu wala kudo le mbambuka? No, when I see the mbambuka image, I struggle hard to find the answer for that, to be quite honest. Because nkan bila ko nga Sanna mello nga ramole melanko ke fatingo le melanko biria dinding crime only petit cool thing, you know. It's a fuku way. But mo melanko ite ma lo crime only sai kana ko fenkola. No. So you can see the from ka kubira. What was the reason behind this? Oh, Imale fon be yin ko be ko. Wala fon na inte sanan ye dindi ya gangalla nga pol beke be bola fon ye mina ko bo be burula bita tiang bita mankana kamamudu silo mankana no no. I think it's another thing. So I still find it hard. The honey side, Nanalo don't be, when we are in the village, no jury. No, Buka believe, no. That's all about it, You can remember before, Yeah.
Yeah, it's really tough. It's really tough. Yeah. So the other thing, lafe nyiningala mena kibama. Bring nyinkul datita. Ngalo ne yasa talaku up to the time that nyinkuya start ka finti TRRC. Baby tumando baro kabiring watu le na mandiamu because he called labang meng abe finti kan Gambia jikita ko that was the last time ina diamu da. Mo me alon ko ay molu kanu amanke mo fatindi ite amira wala kulu nara yel manyadi ite fon la miro ila kunni miro munedi ninga that you have an opinion on that. How do you think that came about? This young, nice, community-oriented person come ika fa nyameng me alon ko hani dunduma la fon ara hani la kafa wona ra yel ma kanyi nyonku sangara rimbasi fal ke ite amira muneo no.
No, Sanna Manjang in the influence of something else. Yeah, because I don't do more when you have at his sound mind to do that act. No, they convinced no longer. Because I mean, amanga ko kunun science and ngalong, ngalong biradini. And then nimebe didn't ya phone ndefo me alon ko hanin no dindi awaro nte nga kunja menga ni ngafati ya mengi sana mo amo utri ko da fonde so ndefo de hanya menna so nkasana ja ko ke no ndefo ngava no he might be on the influence of something else but I come at the terala sound minded to do such things. No, I find it hard to understand that, to be quite honest.
Yeah. In terms of the community level, Sato kono je fonyi jarol brikama. Molu ya kuota nyadile bring nyinkoli ya start ka finti. Ebe mune moy kanung mola reaction kake mune di family kono, terol damangol kono at the level of the community. What were you hearing and how was the community reacting to all of those things?
Yeah. Mansa kado kono mo bese celebrate safo mo be to nyam fengo hanna rebe ku jawke ga mo de bor la ben safo ko bar ngaaw so bindi ka yamar wa mo ne to bara bitu the moment masibo bi that's the time they come more left, right, and center be kumo sifa be for so well before most of the people communities are stated out and near for Buffalo no, but then no, carry because I could remember for they found not the ceiling. What are you TRRC? They didn't know kila kwenye barana kewa. Kwenye ngoroma. First, ila sana lengana ya wole kenye mbeke. Kwenye barani oje na kewa ibubu mikuose ukemga kwenye bari kuulga. Ngoya jenyame. Sana fana mbole nyamare. So mbalong I don't know, but ngalo okay. Momo yasra na ko miyalo mo malong imalong. So ni kumo fulo iba. Ngalo ko mo ya bidala dindiya fuka futa na yin tembo nando niye yin kumo moy ibe disappoint and you find very hard ka kumo yin tonya yandi bara bidon yalo mo kilim fula saba nen fo nani femme be yalo fenge bangalo ko asa kenya wonya nyama kuni ni ke ametrano la sound mind ko si falkino na jusho del longal no abetra influence of something else memba kinela ko hanen defo memma terra se lono nyaro ni ga ko akete ngi ayenke wonya for maybe akola la machinari le ba but nga artist na no
keba ma baraka bake mbadin lamel lalo jibe lalo al nim Bitilo lemu alnal badi malum falli Fadera nin keba mala be kaca kan ba kuma la keba mala ko nga fa nyamin kaca da tudla ay ndani men na wole mu pour nsa ato amulungo anin anyada fananta ka mabo mun kukan ko Gambia do yatale ko men fanan be kirin ku mesen balem ko be luwa nyaati wala be mansabulu ku jamal beje so be kaca lokamba mama man la keba mala la natale be kaca kan jambi al sita na YouTube channel o ali subscribe na ali subscribe ta ali subscription button ngani ma na ali okay ali belango nyim fana ma ni ngani nyon kaca sival dundi na video lu na interview lu na kibaro lu albe kala mo follow ti men ba sotala keba ma ngi kondong ngi jayi fana pour kason ani waru men da ka kana kanyi nyon kaca sival soro bari lafa ke nyininka men fana na the other bit wole mu you know ite fon kundingo sorry ngala ne yasa tala ko lungo men abe findika nu Gambia la mu ijikita ko wole mu lundul la bawdina nyomoy bari la fakay nyinin kale wado men na aborta nu Gambia banko bla are you aware that he tried to reach out to you or more kotengolu men balla terika fo kono o you know community kind of for help or any sort of thing? Did that ever happen during the time that I brought on? Because without brought on kamemu abe kazamas ni Guinea Bissau le tema and in Kukotango, did that ever happen?
Well, anyway, Kabra I moved young because Namira then Hakilo Baka somewhere around kind of like my memory serves me well. Na I call no California yo bidon you know so yo almanya jama la kabin dia duara yo almanya jama la yo kaira you know so from that day kabrata you know yeah because once at a time now Fenko do so mo I think we la close ela bulu mo la close relative one ya fonya ko anania midland in Pixaxes you know ko I know ko wosije back you know ko I know albuka famate mo la dan la so not after go anyway not really like very say you're not dying so problem because alors ela mo donandi dollar teria mangeteria torondi it's like body to be quite honest yeah so kuja kala ya boy be bole body mo do tiri so no matter what you know na kuja mal ke grinding you know yo hani fonyi fon ko je ikan tol la style of better bimbe play la you know ndina tini na boy don you know so special in that so yalo we no more on the we party will from what you market camp la motor on you know so cool ball nyama yeah
so la fake nyininga fanang in terms of ite fongola miroto ila you know cool men nata ila mind kono isundo mo kan bidiya moy ko Sanna Manjang mutale he was arrested Senegalese ya muta akibaro findida dunia bebeng and then ya muta fananko silande tumando batu iba kondibo la bulu kono le mudenate ila mind kono at that time what were the emotions going through you because mandikol kamem for coming here ito fonga sare nyaming bala fa be longola bala. But what was going through your mind then?
Yeah, definitely. Kabringa mo tomorrow memu tomorrow. I find it very tough.
Mm.
Yeah, that day Tilo because kope ya kwenye bala fa be longola bala. Tilo kabrata ra fa boyde. Mang the mang you know, because kabring alo muta follow kono kuma jamal leka fo so ita kumol moy nyame ite fonka kolka dumi wala nyam because you always find it very tough.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even situation of kopla nyame, you know. Yeah, you know, I killed the phone because the coin phone I was hiding from my mom because Bama Panam Mondi Melongo, Bama Ado Baga, because you know, time to time, Nayan call, whatever Nabijang as a mero Yininga, Nayan Mero Fananje, Hanal Morogon Bama now, Jeraka Fasa Morogon, because, you know, likewise coming in the Fananga Baga, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So we are like that. Yeah, so I you know. So coming on your phone, you know, I was number the third dilemma my phone Adam. Because I can't be thankful. I ain't call the follow Akonyeko yo you know so after coming that Akonya number no Yamutale ka ya Vanangola Moide. So after another so I was just trying guy but you know different coming yellow. One man came a member can be about it. So because some guy go no bad side okay different internet or videos of them playing yo what so that I go you know he's cool then okay yeah but you okay tell them that so another come here alpha another hakiri ma idea go yeah it's not a kata for the back on so that's it no yeah.
I know it's very tough for you as somebody may along, but I also have to ask you, but you can also understand this is a moment of justice and accountability. Kwenye mukontibo wati leti animfana mpurtilingo nintonyaelo molie meni alonko you know walel dunda akasida tajirinde alin tilimbala ni mofa kulata walel kan. Can you understand that for those people this is a moment of accountability for them?
Yeah, yalo coming from the kutam fondu. Ibuka bana. Kutam fondu ibuka bana. Okay. Anu mtara up to an extent from me mole you can cover the phone me mole you say kon ya la bo go no bare. We ma afana na Cairo.
Yes.
Yeah, because me is someone you won't be wrong. Ya je ko kari ye wrong the wala nyindi. I mean still, you have a chance to be as a hero. That is, you come down on your knees and tell them that, look, despite the fact na body and material because you cold men baby for more for out of no blues, you know. Oh, yeah, no. Cold for be funds who accept, you know, because you have to put your shoe into somebody's shoe, man, who is affected. Yeah.
So, but do you think Mole Mealonko Abatonole is he's capable of kasi kanimisa kayamfa aninka kakafaro dani kakafari kanimfa kayamfo dani molubulu Mealonko aini la wolelkan because nyaje mbenyi ninka wala based on bidding honeycomb before of the TRRC do and everything we keep hearing audios from him abe audio findindila abe mola kumolu doyala abe molu chastiser here and there. Do you think he has it in him for him to sit down and if feel remorseful about it? I think that is one thing that also made this whole thing difficult. The fact that in spite of men being as TRRC, and all of that, but at a personal level, Tumandobado Menkabula World Life, we don't know. But at a personal level, do you think he has it in him? He has the capability to be able to be remorseful about some of these things that he has been alleged to have committed?
Well, Namira, I say okay. Namira, I say okay because you know, many more than Yoka. Many more than Yoka, but fully tell the son and tell the son and other young family. But later, I say I want to talk and don't even move. So, no mirror sort of no London sort of call. Bitilo la abenyamen thing. Yalo dunia balo kono dunia kukilim bije adama dimoto. Being dia mo mbele being kiskiso member adama dimo dala ka fania fo adama dimo ka talas ko bara sonno mo ala subhanahu wa ta'ala o sonno mo menda. Waka tonya nyi accept akonode. Yo so dum adama dum comme ngani do afana jure kulur mom tambe ye adama dum confined at one small place. Yeah, it's another go. He can flamboyant life. You put me big. You have to be at one place. At the moment, me, you must have to be remorseful and then you apologize. Therefore, you can tell la ko abokela. And therefore, there's no opportunity for sort of fun sida tete. Therefore, but yamar la wala turko because wala mun until not be Cairo.
Non dafa wala fte ñini ngala wala ni atara bi misal fete opportunity soto bi ni sana ñakita naniti ibe mëna falay
yango nintenen sana ñakita naniti bayta la ko ñun mu fene dem belan ko kéré anu moya londo ko ida fana mamanka ko ka foko iyo idira na sandola yenya ko amema di sandola yenya ko
yeah.
Molle bi belia lonko, you know, you want to tell that go who's so first it's a say young because you might send the mayor on Kafoko, Molle the Kalai and Walla Kudolem. I can't like it. Send the mayor on the Lankan man. So come in Monday, go Tonya for Italia, Tonya for by the way, a man and a body yatina. Sako nyi situation over them because they can mem follow me. I don't just even want me to Iteri menke o mola what the so one more friend in the middle if I have the opportunity to sit with him, I'm trying to come mem for like I'm 100% sure what we do not that would be very much touching our heart from God.
So, ning kuma beji ibela fla Gambian ole men understand about mol men yalanko nyala mole na take jongulaldi, particularly because of itala tero la kuanara la nyam. If there is anything that you want people to understand about people that ended up becoming junglers, what is it? What do you think Gambians should keep in mind?
Well, the same for no Adamadimoli. For Mumbai Yana Sunday in young Adamadu Yaka Joran. For Abakela Bank, Father Killer Banki, the Kunoban, Father Killer Kululti Bank. Mumbai Yana Sun. Go Adamadin the Kiri Mensi, either marry, either young Adamadu safe no. Yin Dunia and in Lakina. Send the Kiri Dunia Balloon, member Kellam. Ibafalo ko molten japine kan ke samana wala jandi be de samana na umata re tata wala ku bar ko ibe kula kala nyen dunia bolu kono adama de utembe lon afol ko abe lon la amari maybe ne ya lon wo be la flake suwada so mo debe mo be ya marna min na mo de ne kana so union adama de wo ke jorawt ah
Kibama
mo sama ba Adama dungo yalo ntaka même fo modi ko intelligence banque ka foko itebe sila class ro kono walle be kudo le kala fangol intelligence ntala jero ro ni na fahamu ro wala ko ni ka sama ni bo ka sorale yalo ikalo ne kemenk adama dung nka sama sorale wota sonna nyon adama dung yeka ake jorawt so ntala jamaro be kala fonningi bele ko isen hakilo tuwoto karo kono melba ko kan kare bi wala fanga ba atle yinga ano wen wato dol betarde balale ka fa ñom keke do ñom fengo so wala mun na yamaro fu be kan hakilo tuwet
kebama tumando bato kachalo jamfara saying lafa kum fala bari nyininka fula bembulu fanse wol nyininka kilimu menti wala mu lafa ke nyininka munatinna isonta purka diamun to lebi despite ko be mesiari nyamen ko diamu be mesiari nyamen abe siari nyama lafta understand le ngalo nen to lel we reach out through ngam mol men long from fudatema but I just want to understand and if I'm pour la mo lalsa understand why did you agree to speak today? Anim fanang ila jiko muneti pour la moy lalu se munetano ila kacharu bi anila kumakangol meni alon ko be wolle sata kanteng.
Yalo muna nan lafta ka diam bi aliye. Wole pour mol sa lonko adama dingo e be même foka. Mo sifa nyaadi lam. A folota nyaadi anin anaduna laban nyaadile pour asa adama dul fane karan pour sama modo fanan kana o fens ni mola sa pour que e kamala ne kete o sifari pour e kana sonal because bi e be folale be sankere be kala yeke sentimel ko imu ba para sama wol men be ke sangi abebe borlela e comme ñol ite ila hotero li melbe ñong bring be wala be na lolé so wo kuma ya badale adama de do pobudo ini mel ya commencé beri man sangi ini ka si e ka ya marota parce que kele man ka tet anu pour jongo e do koku kala pour fo dade malen bam fani malen bam at least e ka kata ka yamaro ni molbu be duna koku kono adati ya badale gos akema ko le nin ko kera trompe dal nin trompe si falten sotla
abaraka bake kebama mbe kacha kum fala janne nge jayi nge ta ye wato menda kana ka kafum majambi tumando bato njikita ko molbe kusotale be men karana je tumando bato ye jiko men soto kanyin kason kana ka kafuma kanyin kachake njiki telefonan ko abe modolu abe kela kawandodi dol fana yenne abaraka bake mbe jayla mbe tentula mandin ko le men fodu bala fa be longale bala tumando bato dolu nyala bi jam banko fama nyala fan and probably rightfully so jamalka menje wolemu Sanna is he's a monster molka waleje bari itele along itele na wuluda itele na dindi yake tumando bato ite mellong ala koto wobe another perspective le dilela about cool men yalon ko mbe wole kono banko be wole kono bi ngeje ngetendu ye wado men da ka kafuma ka diamu jam mbafula la moy lali ko wani jibe lalu alning bitilo lemu atol membe moy ka radio to albe moy kam Vibes FM le 106.1 FM atol mem fana ben jibe kan dulado tarinke alning bitilo lemu ndam safale fana ko subscribe na bitilo channel to be tenten na le nimbanko ko be kering mbe tenten na kan kadu dango be ke kaji ko de kacha kono se fanundi fahamro sembo se wara mo be se sembentu yani kibaro la anin londo la kul men yalon ko lelbe ke kan banko kan ngalje ngaltentu alla mo kunyima kan alama tilo to diala alama be tankala katanin katatulla wassalam ala baraka bake.
You're listening to Bitilo with Nfally Fadera.